In today's video, I am talking to my software engineers, my developers, my architects, etc. Right now, the market is crazy for your skill set, and you're probably being hit up every day by recruiters, hiring managers, HR people. But I want to make sure that you're leveraging that scarcity not only to get a great job, but also to end up in the right place. In today's video, I'm going to give you a bunch of different red flags that you need to look for when you're interviewing to make sure you don't just get great compensation package, but you also end up at a great company. Let's go. Now, right off the bat, some of the things they say are going to be dead giveaways. They are going to be red flags that you need to be concerned. One of those things is, haha, we work a lot, right? It is not uncommon for software developers to be busy and do a lot of work, but that type of attitude might be a concern. There are going to be times, absolutely, where the workload is tough and you have deadlines, sure. That's probably standard. But that type of flippant attitude during the interview where they're laughing it off, that could be a sign that it's a big part of their culture, where overtime is absolutely expected. It's consistent, it's expected. Work-life balance is really important to a lot of people. And if it's important to you, you need to be wary of things like that being said right off the bat. Now, sometimes you're gonna see a job description and it's going to be pretty straightforward. And you're like, yep, know that, can do that, seems reasonable, right? Then you go to the interview. And in the interview, they're saying things like, it's really challenging. This is a really difficult job. There's a lot of pressure. We work hard, play hard. And then you start thinking that these things don't align. They're kind of diametrically opposed. The job seems easy, but the expectation seems difficult. You need to be concerned about that. Why do you need to be concerned? Because if you consider the tech aspect not to be difficult, what's left? Is it the deadlines? Is it the expectation? Is it the leadership? Is it the lack of appropriate manpower or the lack of tools to allow you to be successful? It is one thing if the job, you look at the job description and goes, oh yeah, totally challenging. Then you talk to them and they go, it's challenging. But if those things don't seem to be on the same page, and the job seems easy and straightforward, but everyone is telling you this is going to be really challenging, this is going to be hard, you should probably be wary of that and ask more questions to find out, well, what about this is challenging? The next thing that should be really clear to you that's a bit of a red flag is that you look at the job description and there is like a ton of different things required, like a ton of languages, a ton of experience with tools. At the end of the day, you need a job not just to be well-paying, not just a job to be a good environment, but you need the expectations to be reasonable. And if you're looking at that and there's just like a myriad of tools and programs and languages, that to me would be a bit of a red flag. Typically, the clients I work with, there's a few different things that they need someone to be good at, and there's other things that, we can teach this, or this person can learn it, or they've probably been exposed to it. But if you look at the job description, and it just reads like a what's what of different tools and programming languages, that's something that you need to be concerned about. Have you ever had an interview where all you have is a technical interview? You don't have an interview with a recruiter or HR or a panel interview with a team, but it's basically just one technical interview. That is a massive red flag. I have a lot of clients who work in tech, and typically, there's several steps of the interviews because the interviews aren't just about them getting to know you, it's about you getting to know them. You want to know a little bit about the culture, about the working style, about the way they go about doing things. And if they're only giving you a technical interview, not only are they robbing you of the opportunity to learn more about the organization before you potentially join the organization, but it's also a red flag. Now, this next one is a really big red flag. Say you're in an interview and you're expecting there to be other developers there, and they say something like, the devs are too busy to join this interview. The other devs are too busy. The other devs don't have time to come and meet you today, or whatever it is, something like that. That's a problem. Are you telling me these other devs don't have 45 minutes to come and meet someone who might be potentially joining the team? That can only mean one thing. One, they're absurdly busy. Two, they don't value the opinion of the devs. Three, they don't prioritize team building. There are a lot of different things and a lot of different reasons why a dev might not come and join an interview as part of the interview panel, but none of them are good. They're all bad. If they say something along the lines of the other devs are too busy to join this interview, I would be very concerned and I'd consider that to be a big red flag. The next big flag for me, red flag, is there doesn't seem to be a vision or a plan or a strategy or a purpose, or the goals are non-existent. Basically, you're there and they're not able to explain to you the vision. What are you going to be doing? What are you going to be a part of? What are the goals? What is the purpose? If none of this is visible and you're having a hard time just figuring it out, understanding what's going on, to me, that is absolutely a red flag. Startups can be fun and they're exciting, and it's like getting in on the ground floor. But when a company has been around for 10, 12 years and they tell you we're a startup, what happened? That's not cute. That's not fun anymore. It's fun if you're in year 1, year 2, you're getting in the ground floor. Maybe there's an opportunity for equity. Maybe you're going to be part of growing something, and then your career is going to expand rapidly as the company grows. But if they're a startup and they're in 10, 11, 12th year of business, that right there is a red flag. You can absolutely run into that in tech, so be wary of that. Now, the last thing is sort of a gut thing. It's something you can pick up when you're interviewing. It is not challenging to look for. You're interviewing with the people, and you're interviewing with people who are in the same role as you. So maybe you're in a panel interview, maybe you're in a team interview, and you notice that the other people in there is a massive lack of enthusiasm. They look dead in the eyes. They all look miserable. They all look like they're in the waiting room of an orthodontist. That right there is a red flag. Meeting people is exciting. Having variety from your day-to-day and getting to meet someone who might be part of your team, it's important, it's exciting. But if there is just a complete lack of enthusiasm and they seem absolutely crestfallen, well, it's probably a reflection of how their day is on a day-to-day basis. That is a red flag for me. That's it, but don't go. Right now, your skills are hugely in demand. So this is an opportunity for you to maximize that leverage and scarcity to get a great salary. Watch this video next. This video is going to teach you absolutely everything you need to maximize a job change to get great salary. You deserve it. You've earned it. Make sure you maximize it.